become awfully quiet.
Got a lot on my mind.
All right, here's a suggestion. Why don't we both take the rest of the day off and head down to the lake?
I really can't.
Okay, maybe we can stay closer to home. Enjoy a nice bottle of wine and watch the sunset.
Sounds nice. Maybe some other time.
Yeah, I guess it would be difficult for you to enjoy something like that when all you can think about is Ryan.
Well, his tests look pretty good.
So does he.
See? So I can get out of here then, right? I'm ready to go?
Eventually.
Well, I was kind of hoping for, like, right now.
Now seems to be the only word in his vocabulary.
Well, you heard the doc. He said I'm doing great. I'm like, cured, right?
How's your memory?
It's great. Steve, how's yours?
And dates and times? You have a little
You did forget the night shift
issues?
nurse's name.
You'd forget her name, too, if she came at you with a 10-inch needle ready to put it in...
Okay, all right.
What?
Probably tomorrow then, okay?
Come on, man, tomorrow?
You had an aneurysm. We don't mess around with that. Your body took a big blow. You gotta give it a rest.
What's one more day?
What's one more day? Listen to the lady.
One more day.
Whatever you had to do today, it can wait till tomorrow.
Just what did Crystal say to you?
I know that she's just being protective, but...
Oh, well, she's your mother. It's part of the job description.
JR wants me to have a baby.
A baby? Wow.
Yeah. And Crystal basically said that it was the worst idea that she had ever heard, that JR was just going to keep hurting me, and that having a baby would only make it harder to leave.
Are you thinking about leaving?
I've worked so hard to save this marriage. You know, and I've been hurt and humiliated. But I stayed because I thought that it would be worth it. That our love was worth it. But now, I don't know, I'm just wondering if it was all for nothing.
What's that?
It's all my Uncle Palmer's notes and diagrams about Scott's brilliant nanotech project. Here's the prototype. I mean, if you want to take a closer look.
It looks complicated.
There's nothing complicated about it. He stole the project, Annie.
Wait, hold on. You don't know that. You don't have any proof of that.
What are you talking about? This is the exact same specs, dated months before Scott ever brought it to Chandler. You know, it makes so much more sense why he was spending time with Uncle Palmer before he died. Your fiancé ripped him off. And now the entire future of this company is riding on stolen property.
Hey, we can figure this out.
Well, there's nothing to figure. It's a fraud. Just like Scott.
I don't sit around thinking about Ryan.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
You walked in on me telling him to stay out of my life.
Yeah, I heard the words.
But you don't believe me.
I think I've put you in a difficult position. You have no choice but to try and make things work between us.
Or you'll send me to prison for the rest of my life. Those were your terms, and I accepted them. What else do you want me to say?
I want you to be honest. Be honest when you hate me. Be honest when I make you happy. Be honest when you're worried about Ryan.
Yes, I'm concerned about Ryan. He's not in the hospital to get his tonsils out. It's serious. I want him to get better.
Thank you.
That's all it is. I told you I'd live with our arrangement, but you need to start letting it happen. I really have to go.
To work?
Where else would I be going?
Here's to your hero. Carrying the mantle of Uncle Stuart. You know, when I think about all the times he's rubbed his moral superiority in my face, criticizing me for how I took over Cortland, what a joke.
I am sure there's an explanation.
I found it right here. You know, maybe you guys are gonna be standing in front of the minister when the feds show up to slap handcuffs on Scott.
That can't happen.
I'd be the first to visit him, though, because I just want to see his face behind bars.
Oh, come on, JR. Nobody else needs to know about this.
Oh, what, just our little secret, huh? Just the three of us?
We'll destroy the evidence.
You mean the evidence that we know about?
You think there's more?
Lies have a way of catching up. We both know that. And this one happens to be huge. We could lose everything. I mean, for God's sakes, Annie, we mortgaged half the company on this project. So here's to Scott. He was able to do what Uncle Palmer was trying to do for decades. Tear down Chandler.
Please, JR, you can't go after Scott for this. It's not his fault.
Why, whose is it?
Mine. Stealing it was my idea.
Maybe I did get together with JR for all the wrong reasons. Maybe because I just found out that Crystal and David were my parents because I didn't know where I stood. And I needed to feel like I belonged somewhere. And plus, he was sick and needed someone to take care of him. But, I mean, that's not enough for a marriage. Not a real one, anyway.
It was so much more than that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be fighting so hard for all of this, and neither would JR.
Was he really fighting that hard?
He wants you to come to the beach with him for a romantic weekend. That doesn't sound like a guy who's given up on his family.
Is that what you think I'm doing? Giving up?
You have had everything yanked out from under you, and even after all that, you are still standing.
Barely.
You know something? You are so much tougher than you give yourself credit for. And I'm a pretty good judge of character. Most of the time. Look, Marissa, JR and I, we have our problems. But he seems to want this thing to work. But it sounds like you're not so sure. So you have to ask yourself, do you still love him?
Yeah. I do. That's why it hurts. I love him so much.
Can I trust you here alone for a few minutes?
Probably not.
Be right back.
All right.
Good.
Dr. Forrest, dial 182, please. Dr. Forrest, please dial 118. Dr. Kravitz, we have a visitor in the main lobby. Dr. Kravitz, a visitor in the main lobby.
Can I help you? Oh, oops. Yeah, I'm a friend of Ryan Lavery's. I just, wanted to see how he's doing.
We're not allowed to give out that information.
No, of course not.
But you can see for yourself. I'm bringing in his lunch. Come on. Hi.
Hey. Hey.
Hey, I was in the neighborhood. How you feeling?
I'm okay.
Well, I couldn't help but look at your chart. Seems like you're doing much better than that. Just listen to the doctor this time,
Stop,
okay?
Greenlee.
What?
You're not here because I'm sick. You're here because David is hanging an axe over your head, and you know that I can help you.
Greenlee, please. It's her husband. No. No messages. I have a job for you.
You need a bigger room, Ryan, for that massive ego of yours.
You know that I'm not wrong, Greenlee. That little show you put on yesterday insisting that you and David are still in love, was that also for him, or was that just for me?
That was 2 days ago, not yesterday.
Okay, so what difference does that make?
How often does this happen?
Don't try to change the subject, Greenlee.
Your memory. Ryan, this isn't the first time that I've seen you make a mistake like that.
The doctors are tracking it. I'm fine.
No, you're not fine. Look at what this is doing to you. Wanting to take on David is making you sick, and you won't stop and take care of yourself. I came here because I was worried about you, Ryan. I would never forgive myself if you... Just please leave this alone. Please.
How long have we known each other?
I don't know, a few hundred lifetimes?
So then you know I'm not just gonna leave this alone, really.
Ryan.
I'm not. I'm gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna find out what David is doing to you.
Even if it kills you?
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
I need to ask you something, and I need you to tell me the truth.
Okay.
How's Ryan doing? I mean, how is he really? He says that he's getting better, but he forgets things, and then he gets so wound up about everything, and I can't make him stop. I can't.
Okay.
I'm just. I'm scared. Jake, Ryan has no idea what I would do if he. Just don't let him out until he's ready, okay?
Yeah.
Please.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't get any more real than sticking by somebody who's dying and marrying them with no hope of any future at all.
I didn't even care how much time we had.
Yeah, and then suddenly, he got better. And then there was a future.
Yeah, thanks to Annie. Gave him her bone marrow and obviously so much more.
I know it still hurts.
How do you deal with it?
JR and Annie sleeping together?
Yeah, I mean, I know that you weren't together then, but you have to at least think about it.
Oh, yeah. I look at it this way. If we didn't love them so much, it wouldn't be as painful when they...
Betray us?
No. No, when we feel like they could. That's the trade-off for being in love, I guess. For committing yourself to someone without holding anything back.
Is it worth it?
I am not unaware that there was an attraction between Annie and JR.
Krista seems to think it's still going on.
Well, Crystal is entitled to her opinion. But whatever the JR-Annie connection was, it was nothing. Nothing compared to what I have with her and what you have with him. And if I didn't believe that with all of my heart, I wouldn't be marrying her. And if you didn't believe it somewhere deep down, you'd have been long gone by now.
I guess the beach is pretty nice this time of year.
Yeah. Could probably still get a swim in before the sun sets.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much.
So you found out about Palmer's invention.
That's right.
When was that?
I don't have the dates in front of me.
So you stole Palmer's notes?
And I convinced Scott to go along with me.
Yeah. Dragging him, kicking him, screaming, I bet.
From the very beginning, Scott did not want to be involved in this. Come on, JR. Who does this sound like, me or Scott? You know what I'm capable of.
Yeah, I do.
What are you doing?
I'm calling Scott to make sure that his story matches up with yours. And what do you want to bet? That he breaks down and confesses in 30 seconds. Oh, you think he'll cave less than that?
No, I think Scott will want to do the right thing.
You need to stop lying to save his sorry ass. What do you think? You could just hand me yours, this whole mess would go away?
It has to go away.
You don't think I know that? If it came out that we bought Cortland vastly undervalued for an invention that Chandler stole, you can kiss our family company goodbye.
Okay, so that means you won't say anything. You won't sell Scott out.
As much as I would love to, no. I have to keep this thing from getting out. Getting in the wrong hands, someone who could destroy someone like Caleb Cooney.